Hi, so there's a new feature in Desmos that just came out yesterday. And so this isn't included in any of the stuff I have on my website or in my text because it's very new, but I figured that it could be really useful to us, particularly in this chapter. So Desmos just came out with a matrix calculator, which I do still like Sage for what it's worth, and I like the embeddability and all of that. But this is just another way that we can go about doing matrix computations. So some of the things we can do with it, for example, if we are trying to solve some sort of system of equations where we want to do reduced row echelon form. So you have like some 3 by 4 matrix, and let me just throw in a bunch of random. Sure, why not? Negative 23. Let's say you have a system of equation that corresponds to that. We can go ahead and set that to be A if we want to take its reduced row echelon form. Oops. It goes ahead and it solves that for you and puts it in decimal form here, or we can get fractional form if we so chose. If we had to change the problem that we're working on, we can see that these values here change automatically with it. So this is a quick and easy way to go about and solve those system of equation problems that we have in this chapter. Another thing that we do in this chapter is add and multiply matrices. So let's go ahead and make a new matrix. Let's call it B. Let's make it so that the the product is defined here. So let's say it's a 2 by 4 matrix. Let me go ahead and just put in random values. 0 is fine. 1. Alright. Then if I take AB, it takes the A matrix, multiplies it by the B matrix, and it gives me its outputs. I can get decimal representations for some of them. It doesn't really seem to like these too much, probably because this is too long, but I can change that, and there we go. And then if I wanted to find out what BA was, it's not defined, right? And that's because the dimensions don't match up, right? B takes a 2-dimensional vector to a 4-dimensional vector, and then A's inputs need to be A takes a 3-dimensional vector, a 4-dimensional vector makes a 3-dimensional, and B needs a 4-dimensional input, so that's no good. So boop, take that away. I can't add them either because they don't match up, right? But I could go ahead and change B so that they would match up, right? So now if A is this and B is that, and now A plus B is defined. It's just a sum to entries. But the product's no longer defined, and that's okay. We knew that that probably wouldn't happen. We can do things like double A. We can add double A minus 12B, and now it tells us what that is. We can get decimal representations of any of this stuff. We could take A and square it and see what happens, and see that's not defined because you need to be a square matrix to be squared. Alright, let's take off a column. So if A squared, that's what that would look like. Oops. B squared, and then any computation I feel like, it will do that for me. And so you're welcome to do things by hand, of course, or in a calculator, or in the Sage stuff I provided because there's more instructions there. But this, I think, would be really useful to anyone who wanted to do something with it. All right, well, that's it. Good luck on your homework and your tests. And as usual, contact me or post in discussion board if you have any questions about anything. All right, see you guys.